Hello and welcome. I'm your host Elizibar. We're going to talk about Knight Act 1, Knights of the New Age. I like the cover. I like this kind of helmet design. I don't know where this first started showing up in media, helmets like this, but probably when I think about it, like I'm thinking Gladiator, right? Russell Crowe. Maximus totally had a helmet that looked kind of like that. MF Doom wore one based on the movie. Good stuff. I'm not so sure I'm sold on his logo here. I don't know how I feel about that being like cut through the middle with that dark. Uh, I don't know. I don't know. It looks cooler when rendered out this way without the effect on it, but that's just my opinion. You can see this is a trade paperback. We're just going to talk about verse number 1, the first issue here. Here's the creative team. And let me just go ahead and zip down here to what must be the cover of the first issue. Pretty evocative, right? We got this big looming dude in the back who's clearly a bad guy. Like that's the only reason you'd be looming back there. We got a mysterious lady over here, and we got our really cool main character right here, wearing this leather jacket with a hood, long tail, armored pieces. He's just looking cool. This whole book looks, and this I mean this in a good way, looks like a late '90s indie book. It's kind of crazy. There's a lot of wild stuff in it. Well, maybe not a lot. There's some wild stuff in it. And this first issue, then this is the reason I'm doing like this as a separate video instead of reviewing the whole thing. This first issue throws a bunch of concepts at the wall. And we just have to live in the world of those concepts. Now, let's zoom in a little bit here. I really thought this was a cool first page of the book. One thick out. Get some like heavy narration. Look at the font here. It's very kind of gothic, right? Very gothic looking. Got the city, some dudes narrating, oh, the humanity, this bright and sparkling new age, a whole new breed of insanity and renewed methods, a boiling pot for all the ingredients of an aberration, just waiting to be properly stirred and spiced. Yada, yada, yada. Bam! Motion blur, giant, huge, like steel cable muscles in his forearms. Dude is jacked. It is a great first page of the book. Like you see this and you go, whoa, you know? Yeah, you know. Then we meet our main character. We got a 2-page spread. And it took me a second when I was first reading this in the PDF to realize that was a 2-page spread and not like the top panel of this next page. So our hero here is chasing this dude. And I got to knock the art a little bit. These necks feel a little unreasonably long. And his legs here feel kind of short compared to the torso. I don't know. That's just kind of how I'm looking at it. Something about the body plan doesn't feel quite right. There's also some stuff here. We'll look at this again on another page where the characters are over rendered a little bit and they feel kind of like they're made of mud instead of being made of flesh and blood. You can kind of see it on his face. Some of these shots, the cabling of the muscles on his neck. I mean, dude, look at this. Look at these neck muscles. This dude is jacked up, man. But he gets socked, all right? We'll figure out why in a minute. Let's see. I don't actually want to go to page 6. I want to jump to page 10 because page 10 is where we can start talking about that. So we got a news report a few minutes later, yada, yada, yada. The Iron Stalker, and that's what our hero, some dude like said, hey, you're the Iron Stalker, right? And he's like, yeah, sure. And they're totally talking about him kidnapping a guy. Check out his armor right there. It looks pretty cool. And then we get down here, starting to sink. And here's kind of what I'm talking about. Like, sometimes it looks like we're making these dudes out of mud here. Like, this feels like we're smearing putty around instead of skin. I don't know. That's how I'm feeling. But I kind of like what's going on here. And I haven't quite figured out, like, if this dude's, like, doing a multiple man thing. Because he's going around and he's tracking down different versions of him. This dude is him. They're the same person. Just going around, finding other versions of him, then they sync up and they merge together into a new person. I'm not sure if this is like totally like the Jamie Madrox multiple man thing, or since he seems to be getting superpowers based on this, if this is more like a Jet Li in the One kind of scenario, where he's absorbing other hymns and getting like jacked up superpowers because the fewer of him that are out there, the stronger the rest of him get. Something like that. Like we got two cool ideas here, And that's just like the setup for who this character is. Like, we're not even getting into the plot. You can make a whole plot out of that, like finding other versions of yourself and joining with them. That ain't even what we're doing here. Because we got a bad guy over here who's like praying to evil. Look at this. Make me powerful, blah, 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 blah. I am the Claw. Like, just all kinds of crazy stuff here. Looking pretty cool, isn't he? I definitely appreciate, like, the higher the flames get, the more intense the reflections on his skin get. Like, I like that. That's pretty cool. And then the fire goes out and he's just kind of like got a lot of shadows hanging on him. So shall it be done. Uh, but this dude is like the head of a group of people that are called the Superiors. They're all superhumans. And our hero and his doppelganger go out on patrol and they encounter one of those. And that's kind of their introduction to the whole situation, to what's going on in this crazy world. And I do want to jump down to the very last page of the book. We're not really going to spoil. Oh, dang it, I went too far. We're not really going to spoil anything. I just kind of want it to be like, there's our mystery lady showing up. She's very concerned about stuff. She's very concerned about stuff, and there's her butt. So there you go. A lot of intriguing concepts being thrown into this book, and I really enjoy like how tired he looks over here because he just got done doing some stuff. Like he's just looking a little weary. And brother, I feel ya. I feel ya a lot. So that was Night, Act 1, Verse 1. I kind of liked it. I thought it was fun and intriguing. And in the interest of full disclosure, the author, the writer, let's go back up to the top. Right here, Guido Martinez. He did send me this PDF and asked me to review it if I would be so kind. So if that makes you think that that's biasing me, there you go. There's your full disclosure. I probably should have put that at the beginning of this, but I'll remember to check the checkbox in YouTube so there's a little notification pop up for you. Otherwise, you all have a great one. This should be going up here in just a few minutes, early morning on the 31st. Late night comic book review. And I believe he's got a Kickstarter going up on August 1st. So if you want to go to your favorite crowdfunding platform like Kickstarter and see if you can find this book here on August 1st, go for it. You all take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.